Great catching up with my next guest, Julian Marquez, who's going to be back in action next Saturday against Marc-Andre Barriault, UFC 285. Julian, how's it going? Live from the car right now.
Live from the car on top of the world. I got old Zach Cummins driving. He's the chauffeur for the week on top of the line. We're feeling good, great, and golden. I'm stoked right now.
Yes, and I understand you are in Colorado right now, correct, for this camp?
Yes, I'm out here in Denver, Colorado. It snows a lot, and it snowed yesterday, so it's pretty cold. Pretty cold.
Well, you're a veteran, though. It snows in Missouri, too, right?
Yeah, but it's not the same because the thing is, it probably snows maybe like 20 times spread out in Missouri. It snows every other day here in Denver, and it's like super cold, super hot, super cold, super hot. It's just, I can't take it. I need one or the other.
Okay, I hear you on that for sure. You've had 4 canceled fights over the last little bit here. What do you do to avoid bad luck? Are you just staying away from black cats, not going under any ladders, not breaking any mirrors, things like that?
Dude, I have no clue. I actually looked at it the other day, and we had a discussion. I have had 6 cancellations since being a part of the UFC. Other fighters, and it just, I don't know what it is. It's me. Like, I guess things that always happen, adversity always happens towards me that I have to go and fight through, and that's part of my journey, I guess. I have no idea. If it's a black cat, I mean, I wish I could figure out where it's at or where it's lingering.
Yeah.
I may need a rabbit's foot.
Something like that. But with all that said, man, you're going to be fighting on the same card as John Jones's big return. How excited were you for that?
It's super dope. I mean, it doesn't really matter what card I'm on. I get paid the same, and I get to perform the same, and I get the journey the same. It doesn't matter. It's cool that it's on his return, but at the end of the day, man, I'm just happy to fight. Hopefully my opponent doesn't fall down the stairs this time.
Yes, no, that was unfortunate the last time. And so I assume you're at Factory X, right? Is that the camp you're at in Colorado? Because there's a couple gyms out there.
Yeah, I'm at Factory X over here with Mark Montoya.
Yeah, that's good. And did you train there before? I'm trying to remember because I know there's been a long history between your old gym and Factory X as well.
No, I've never trained with Mark ever. I've never been to Factory X. In 2018, he reached out to me after I tore my lat out, and he talked to me, and I think I was headed towards this direction, but in 2020, the pandemic hit. My nephew was going to be born, so I ended up coming back to Kansas City and home and being there with the family and my original team and my friends, and things have been going great over there. And when things have to change, my whole entire team, encouraged me to come out here to Factory X, and it just, instead of happening, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, how long is it? 4 years ago, it's now happening a lot sooner.
Great, man. Well, I'm glad to see it all worked out. How long has it been that you've been in Colorado training at Factory X for this fight?
I flew right the day after Christmas. So
cool.
For a week after my fight, spent Christmas with the family, and then flew back out and just started camp again because we were already in another fight.
For sure. Are you have you moved there, or is it just going to do your camps there going forward? Have you decided that yet?
I'm in the process of moving. My place that I'm looking at doesn't really get open up till June, and I'm staying at another fighter's house for a little bit, and then I'll go to a hotel, Marriott. Shout out, thank you for the help. I'll be staying at the Marriott for a little bit, but this would definitely going to be my second or third home. Vegas would be my second home.
Yeah, no, that's good. You kind of figured it all out there. I know you got plenty of notice for this fight because I remember, I feel like right after the Duran Win fight was off, you knew about this fight. So you've had plenty of time, and you just mentioned there you've been training since after Christmas, right? Oh yeah, I mean
I am the person with the history of the longest camps in the UFC. This is like a 27-week camp, so I once we knew that we were going to get a rescheduled. The dates we're just trying to finalize, so I went right into camp right after. Shouldn't even right into camp, just back into training right after I landed after the December 17th card.
How do you feel like stylistically you match up against Marc-Andre in this fight?
I actually like this matchup a lot. One thing is Mark shows up, right? Like, he's never really been in a canceled bout. He's never really made an excuse. He shows up to fight. So I know I'm excited that I actually have an opponent that's going to be there to see it across the octagon. He's a very pressure style fighter. He's the same style. He likes to get in there, get the job done. But the difference between him and I is that, you know, when I looked into the abyss and he did too, he blinked.
What do you mean by that?
When tough starts to look back at you, and you look at the unknown, he flinched. He's afraid. He gets in his own head. He gets his own tiredness. That's his problem. That's his big thing, is when things don't go good for him in a fight, he starts breaking mentally and everything. He thinks he has the best cardio. He thinks he's the best, you know, all-around fighter, and he is solid. Don't get me wrong, but whenever things don't go his way, he crumbles.
Okay. Fair assessment. Training partners, who have you mainly had a chance to work with? You see Zach Cummins there. Who else are you getting to work with over there at Factory X?
I've got everybody out here. We have Josh Frem, Cody Brundridge, Dustin Jacoby, Rob Wilkerson. I've been with a couple of kick games with Chris Gutierrez and Jonathan Martinez. Yusuf Zalal's out here showing me some good techniques. Jacoby Jones, plethora of people, and I can just name the whole gym. But every style, every person brings an awesome opportunity to learn and skill build.
What about the weight cut? How's that going ahead of the matchup?
Oh man, I was on weight for my last fight, and I just got back into another deal. This is gonna be perfect. We're gonna make it pretty easy because we've already been down. We've been stuck at the same weight for all of camp. Haven't got an opportunity to get bigger, so it's probably not a hard one. Tyler loves my weight. He tells me every day.
Okay, awesome. So still working with Tyler Minton. I was going to ask you that. That's great. Obviously the best in the business as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah, Tyler Minton is the best, bar none. That's why I use him all the time. But he gets my weights every single day, and he always tells me, "You're doing good. Everything's great." Oh man, this is gonna be easy weight cut, simple. And every time he says that, we go in there and it's just a quick, easy weight cut. And he's like, "I told you so." And he was like, "Man, I've been the same weight all camp." This is the first time I've ever been in a camp where I feel like I can eat more than I normally would, because I'm always on a diet. I'm always eating lean. Now I'm eating a lot, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I'm not used to this, but I've been fueling myself for everything and walking around super light. It's kind of intense.
Who's going to be in your corner? I imagine Mark Montoya. Who else is going to be in the cage with you?
We have Jacoby Jones and Vince Kuzi.
Okay, there we go. And how's this fight playing out? Like I was telling Mark this morning when I spoke to him, I don't think this is hitting the scorecards. How do you see this one going down?
This the thing is, you know, I've been envisioning this. Like, I am going to get a highlight reel. I'm going to get a very vicious knockout. My hand's going to be raised. You know, Mark likes to throw hard. Mark likes to fight. But like I said, you can break Mark very easily. He doesn't like to face adversity in his fight. He likes to be the bully, and the problem is he's going against me. So I could see a very, very nasty knockout or TKO finish with my hand being raised at the end of it.
Remind me, how many more fights do you have left in your contract?
I think, dude, this is still this is like my third contract. I got a new contract before I fought Duran Win.
Oh, you did? Oh, congratulations. That's awesome.
I just don't ever announce it. I got a new contract when I fought Duran Win, when I signed to fight Duran Win. So I technically have 4.
Awesome.
Right?
Good for you, man. You've been through a lot. Like that's, I mean, to get, you know, some fighters don't even see past their first UFC contract, and you know, you're still getting it done, man.
Yeah, I'm on my 3rd contract, I think it is. And
yeah.
What the best part about it is the UFC does take really, really good care of me, and they have taken a lot of care of me over the years, especially with all the crazy stuff happening. Like I said, we've had 6 cancellations and a torn arm, and they've been there the whole time helping me out and encouraging me and keeping me in there. And I'm not here to be a spokesperson for the UFC and this, that, and the other. I'm just saying, like, this is what they do. You know, they treat us very well. So I'm very appreciative for that. And then also got me on a great card, like you said. You know, after, you know, the whole mishap on my last fight, they got me a great card. And I'm on with a great opponent and a great opportunity for next week.
How's things going with you and Kendra? I know you've still been doing some content on YouTube. Is there any update on that? I know as we get closer to the fight, I'm sure you're focusing on that, right?
Yeah, I always freeze off on it because when I get close to the fight, we're doing this. We're actually in the process. We had to revamp a lot of stuff. I think we're going to do a lot of traveling together now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to revamp our whole podcast. We're going to get more guests on. But right now, we just had a very crazy couple months with the both of us, me included. I moved a whole entire area. So we want to make sure everything's good. We're going to start doing some filming, some traveling, some shows. And you're going to see a lot going on there. Like, she's a ride or die. She's been there since 2018. And she's been through the highest of the highs and the lowest of the lows. And she's one of the best. She's one of the greats.
Is she going to go to your fight? Because I saw she's doing something in Dallas. I just saw on Twitter that I think the night before. Is she coming to your fight or no?
Oh, yeah. She's going to be there at my fight for sure.
Oh, good. Okay.
She's doing it's like
something with Chuck Liddell I saw actually.
Yeah. She's doing like a meet and greet and doing that, but they already got a flight. They're already coming out here. They got their tickets, and it's going to be a great time. And you're going to be able to meet her too, because after the fights.
Yeah, for sure. I'll be around. Speaking of which, I want to let our audience know, July 2019, you and I played a game of Tecmo Bowl on the Nintendo Entertainment System. That interview does not exist anymore, unfortunately, because the company I used to work for got rid of all my interviews, so they don't exist anymore. But there was a bit of a sour moment in that because of a punt I made late in the game where you considered me a cheater. So this week, I just want to make it clear here so everyone can see this on video. We are going to get our rematch, correct? You're going to make time because I'm getting it on Tuesday and for fight week. So we're gonna get this rematch, right?
Getting a rematch, and then there's a rule in Tecmo Bowl: you cannot punt.
Okay, fair enough.
Punt or kick, you have to go for it every single time. It is it's an old ass game, which is it's easy to kick. You have to play it all the way through. It's not like we're playing Madden where it's like you have all these like buttons and everything. You literally have 3 buttons that you have to control with Tecmo Bowl. You can't kick. You had to kick or punt. You can't do it. And you kicked to win the game. You kicked off to get 3 points to win the game. You cheated. That's a cheat. You have to either score a touchdown. You can only beat me by 7. That's the rule.
Okay, fair enough. At least we're getting our rematch. Okay, my last question. Did you see this tweet that Sean Strickland had towards you yesterday because you had a tweet about, I'm just going to read it here. I don't think any of the Riddick movies starring Vin Diesel get enough attention. Such an amazing series of action. And then Sean Strickland quote tweets you, which has nothing to do with the movie. Did you see this?
No.
Okay, so this is what Strickland said. I'm going to read it here. I hope I don't get kicked off the YouTube here for saying this, but he says, I really thought you had a chance with Miley Cyrus because she loves women, or is being nutless different? I'm very disappointed that the MMA community forgot about that and isn't reminded of this 24/7. Your response to that?
All right. It's working. He's still talking.
It's true. People are still talking about it. I mean, yeah, it's all these years later. I'll give you credit for that. Did you and Sean ever train together? Because I know you were at Syndicate ages ago, right?
Yeah, I trained with Sean like 1 or 2 times. But like I don't know. Like, he has a hatred towards me, I guess. Or
it's not you, though. Honestly, like if you look at his Twitter timeline, he's going off on everyone. He went after McGregor. I mean, if you just read his Twitter feed, I just happen to notice it on here. But he's going after a lot of different people. So I don't think he's singling you out. I think he's just trying to be funny, I guess. So
all I know is I think the last thing I know is that someone said something to me a long time ago, like after I fought Maki Pitolo, and that he said something and then he blocked me. And then I was like, okay, whatever. So I know he's a very loud person. He likes to talk. He likes to speak. He likes controversy. He wants people to talk back and this, that, and the other. Anytime I ever see him, he doesn't ever act like that. He's always very nice and very cool. So, there's the Twitter Sean, there's an Instagram Sean, and there's a real Sean. And I don't know, like, let him speak what he wants. Like, he's just publicizing my name, using his platform to help me grow and to hype me up for my fight next week, or whichever way you want to do. Like, I have no problem with it. It's Sean Strickland. You can't filter him. We need him.
Yeah, I'm with you there. We'll see if you take the high road next week after we play some Tecmo Bowl, Julian. Thanks so much for doing this. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Man, just follow me on J Marquez MMA on all platforms, and then give a huge shout out
to Kendra Lust for supporting me in this whole journey that I've had and being my podcast partner.